You're listening to the Global Countdown first broadcast on the briefing on the 27th of February.
And finally, on today's show, you did hear that jingle, which means it is Thursday and time for the Global Countdown. It's a special one today because Fernando Augusto Pacheco is here in studio to talk about Brazil. Faye, I believe you're from there.
I am from there. Didn't you know? I'm joking. And
I had some inkling of that.
And it's funny that we just were discussing fashion there. I mean, Carnival starts tomorrow in Brazil, and it's a big deal.
It is a big deal. Are you jealous you're not there and you're here in the studio with me instead?
A little jealous, but I'm happy to be here with you because at least I'm going to introduce you 5 tracks that I believe Brazilians will be listening to it a lot during Carnival. And they're quite different from each other. So you can be a traditionalist or maybe you like new music as well. That's very exciting.
So to be clear, this is not the Brazilian pop charts as we typically do in our Global Countdown. This
No.
is the Carnival charts, according to Fernando.
Yes, but I've been looking at the charts. I've been looking, testing the ground. I was there in January, so some of those tracks, they start playing around kind of December, January. In Brazil, we don't have Christmas songs. We have Carnival songs, That's kind of the big season for us. And number 5, I mean, if I may start, that's quite an odd one. I was a bit confused because Brazilian music critics are calling this the Brazilian Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Whew.
Okay. It's very hard to see that.
Tall order as well.
Let's play a clip of the song and then let's try to understand that. The name of the guys from Bahia is Jay Skinny with Resenha do Arrocha.
Te boto, vai, te boto, vai, te boto, vai. Te boto, vai, te boto, vai, te boto, vai. Ui, vai ser só pra nas canjanga, só pra nas canjanga, vai ser só pra nas canjanga, só pra nas canjanga.
Okay, let me try to explain.
Explain the Bohemian Rhapsody connection to what we just heard.
There are 2 similarities. The first one, that they're both around 6 minutes long, so they're big songs. And this song in particular, it's kind of a medley of 10 different songs. So it kind of goes from samba to pagode to a little bit of pop. So it's very... There's some dialogue in it as well. So it's quite... We just heard the clip because otherwise...
You have to hear the full thing, the full 10 songs
exactly.
put together, and you'll get an idea.
But,
You're not entirely convinced.
I'm not convinced, but that's what the Brazilian press is saying. I have to tell you what they are saying, so...
Are we getting a negative review from you, Faye, of a Brazilian track? Is that possible?
A little bit, but it's the hit of the year. I can't disagree with the people, So, but don't worry, number 4, I like it very much.
Okay, that's happier territory.
And she is Brazil's biggest international pop star for sure. She's huge in Mexico. She's always in the covers of magazines like AD Mexico. She just opened her house for the magazine, and it's been a big story. She sings in Spanish, in English. But she loves Carnival. She's from Rio de Janeiro. And she has one song for this year's Carnival, which I love. And I'll tell you what this song is about later. It is Anitta with Capa de Revista.
Fala que eu sou mudada, mas tu nunca leu livro. Marrinha de pau grosso, fica nervoso comigo. Eu sou bonita, inteligente. Eu sou formada e dou pra muita gente. Eu sou gostosa e sou tua chefe. Eu mando em tudo.
That's not the type of Brazilian music I usually hear, I feel, on our musical playlist.
It's kind of synthy, funky. And
very funky, rocky stuff.
Yeah, and she was just saying she's the boss. And she can't stand men that can't talk to you after sex, So basically she wants a man that is hot and a man that is intelligent. I mean, good on her. That's what the song is about.
Talk after sex, people. That's the lesson from this song.
Exactly. Go, Anita.
Number 3, Faye, what can we expect here?
Okay, this is more for the traditionalists. I love this. Ivete Sangalo, she's also from Bahia. She's the queen of Carnival. She's been performing live for decades now. And she's, when you look at her, she's always smiling. I mean, just look at the name of the song. O verão bateu em minha porta. Summer is hitting on my door or knocking on my door. So it is a very sunny, beautiful song for Brazilians to dance. This is Ivete Sangalo.
Chegou a hora de misturar o fogo todo.
Now this is Carnival.
You can feel the energy, right?
This is Carnival, yes.
Ooh, I mean, it's so good, actually. Well done, Ivete Sangalo, for being the queen of Carnival for so many years. There are other queens here as well. I have to say Daniela Mercury as well. Even our current culture minister, Margarete Menezes, she's a former singer. She used to have a lot of hits in the 90s. So
You've got culture minister as singer. We had a mayor on as singer a few weeks ago from Nepal. Yeah,
music and
all these
politics.
Politicians, music and politics, but full Carnival mode. Yes, that one makes me jealous not to be in Brazil right now, I have to say.
We were smiling here in the studio with the voice of Ivete Sangalo. The second one, I mean, I like it, but it's not so traditional. He's a music producer, Pedro Sampaio, but he's everywhere. I think if you are in Brazil, it's going to be difficult to avoid his music. And there are certain choreographies which I'm very jealous. I wish I could dance like this. I don't know, you have to shake your butt in a very specific way. It's quite... You need to have amazing calf muscles for that. I'm not quite there yet, but...
You're working on it?
I am working on it, I promise.
Glad to hear that, Faye.
This is Pedro Sampaio with Sequência Striptease.
Faz striptease, joga, 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 joga. Faz striptease, joga, 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 joga. Faz striptease, joga.
Dancei no baile a noite inteira, eu já tô toda suada. Dancei no baile a noite inteira, eu já tô toda suada. O calor comendo solto, agora eu vou dançar pelada, vou dançar pelada.
That feels like it fits more for Brazil, like Sao Paulo after dark.
Yes, yeah. So I'm sorry for listeners of the briefing in the morning. Maybe they're just waking up and they're hearing those beats. But I mean, maybe after a drink you can do the Sequência Striptease. I don't know.
And work on those very specific movements that you're describing.
I'm still trying.
Still trying. Watch the video, see what you can do. Number one, Faye, we have reached the end of our Carnival countdown.
Okay.
What's number one?
I'm a little bit of a traditionalist at heart. So every year the samba schools, they have a samba song. And they play that song many times during the parade. So I chose perhaps one of my favorites.
To clarify, this is one song, or they all do a song, right? Like
they all have to do a
versions.
song, and it has to be original, and there is a theme to the song. So, for example, it can be a political theme, it can be about freedom, it can be about an important historical figure. And Paraíso do Tuiuti, they decided to do something that is very interesting, and I didn't know. The whole song is about Chica Manicongo. She is the first trans person in Brazil in the 16th century. So someone that was quite avant-garde and quite interesting. And I think many Brazilians don't know her story as well. So it's quite, they made a samba song about it. And I think it's very, very good. And they could be one of the winners of the Rio Samba Schools, award or something like that. So let's have a listen.
We have gone back to the traditional there.
Yeah.
That feels very classic.
And you know what, Chris, Carnival is more than just costumes and glitter. There is a political side to it as well. As you know, in Brazil, we also had, conservative government. So, to have a song about a trans person, I think this is quite big as well. So Carnival can be political as well.